Please subscribe to the channel, as only 11.6% of you are subscribed to the channel. Okay, thank you, goodbye. Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel, Platinum Bricks 95. And we're back again, but not actually, with a Lego Marvel review. More my thoughts and opinions on a bunch of polybags that I bought recently. And we're actually going to be building them up and taking a look at them today. So, the first thing I actually want to say, before we even get into the video, is although in the last few videos I was saying my first Eternal review suffered because of the algorithm, my last Eternal review suffered too, but not from the algorithm. I've just worked out that no one actually really likes the Eternals, so unfortunately the next video is going to be the last Eternals review, but then I'm going to move on to some sets that people seem to like and want to talk about at the moment, so I'll move on to more relevant sets. Anyway, the reason that I wanted to do this video essentially is because I've been buying a polybag for about every week now, and the price of Lego Marvel polybags has gone through the roof. Some of them are in excess of 40 quid, like the Iron Patriot one from Iron Man 3 is £40, and I can't find it anywhere cheaper. So the ones we're going to be looking at today are not actually the really expensive ones. Some of them are expensive, but nothing too crazy. So I figured we'd just build them up and actually take a look at some of these polybags. Also, before we do get into opening all the new polybags, I'll just give you a quick showcase of the ones I've actually got. I've only actually got 3 so far, Lego Marvel polybags anyway. So I'll just quickly show you them, and then once we've done that, we'll get into building and taking a look at each of these polybags. So guys, these are the polybags that we are going to be taking a look at today. We've got one from the Avengers, one from Spider-Man No Way Home, we've got one from Shang-Chi, which I'm actually really excited about because this is my first Shang-Chi minifigure. I haven't got either of the sets, so I'm really happy to have a Shang-Chi one. A Avengers Endgame Iron Man one, which I've been wanting for a while. A Marvel Avengers Quinjet mini, and also the Captain Marvel polybag. Also, at the end of looking at all of the polybags, we will actually be ranking every polybag that I actually own. Basically, I've got 9 of them in total, so it'll be a ranking of 9th to 1st, and it's just for a bit of fun, really, at the end of the video. So I hope you guys stick around and see how I rank them. So, without further ado, guys, let's jump into looking at the polybags I've already got, just quickly, and then we'll get into building and looking at these new ones. Let's go! Alright then, guys, well, jumping into the polybags that I already own, we have this lovely little Spider-Man build here, and this is actually set number 30302. Just called Spider-Man. I looked up on Brick Set and it was just called Spider-Man. I'm not going to go too crazy with this because I don't want this video to drag on too long, but essentially it's a classic Spider-Man and it's basically a lovely little glider build. Anyway, on to the next one I already own. So guys, this is the next polybag that I already own from the original Avengers line. It is set number 30165, Hawkeye with equipment, and I'm pretty sure it's the polybag that everyone owns. I'm pretty sure this is still today the cheapest Lego Marvel polybag you can get. So yeah, it's just a classic Hawkeye, a very nice minifigure, I must say. Lovely printing. And just some equipment, and I do actually really like it. I think it's pretty cool. Anyway, on to the last one that I already own. Alright guys, well this is the last polybag that I already have built up and already own, and it is set number 30305, Spider-Man Super Jumper. Now, before you ask, yes, this does come with the Super Jumper. It's just in my collection somewhere. And again, it's exactly the same Spider-Man as we had before, and this cool little spider build, which I do actually think is pretty cool. Anyway, enough of the ones that I've already owned. Let's get on to the ones that I've bought recently. Alright then guys, well this is the first Marvel polybag that I'm going to be taking a look at, and it is set number 30453, Captain Marvel and Nick Fury. Now I'm going to tear into this and get built up, and then I'll give you some opinions on it. Let's go! Alright then guys, well there you saw me building up that this Lego Marvel set, and I've got to say, I'm a huge fan of this little build here. I do think it's very cool, and again, it represents a scene in the movie. If you haven't seen the movie, I'm not going to put a clip in here today, but this is from a scene in the movie, and I do think that's very nice. Now, straight away, I want to say that this Captain Marvel is way better than any other Captain Marvel I've got. I really like this original Kree outfit Captain Marvel. I think she's really cool. And I'm pretty sure this Nick Fury is exactly the same as the one from the Captain Marvel set that we've already reviewed on the channel. But all in all, a pretty cool polybag. Now, I think, I looked at my sheet and I think this did cost me about £7.99, which is more than retail. And I'm going to be honest, I'm pretty sure a lot of these polybags cost me more than retail. But I think this set is actually pretty cool. So anyway, I guess we'll get on to the next one. Let's go. All right then, guys. Well, here we are taking a look at the next polybag, and this is set number 30162, and it is the mini Quinjet build. Now, this did come out with the original Avengers line, and I do think it's a pretty cool build, but I guess we'll find out when we take a look at it. Let's get it. Well, here we are then, guys. This is the complete and built up set, and I've got to say, I actually think it doesn't look terrible, but it doesn't look great. Like, it looks so much better than on the packet than it actually does in real life. Let me get you the packet. I don't know, it just looks way cooler, and I just think that it's not actually quite as good in reality. However, I will say that I'm a huge fan of this colour. I've not seen this translucent colour before. Or maybe I have, but it's just breezed past me. So I'm a massive fan of the colour of this. But on a whole, I do think the build is kind of disappointing. Maybe it's just me, but let me know in the comments what you guys think. Anyway, on to the next polybag we're going to build. All right then, guys. Well, here is the next polybag that we are going to be built up. And again, this is from the original Avengers line. Now, that does mean I think that I finally got all of the polybags from the original Avengers, but don't take my word for that, because I could be way off and there could be an exclusive one that costs a lot of money. What I will say about both of these Avengers, so this set here and also this Hawkeye set as well, I've got to be honest and say that I like the fact that they're not exclusive. Therefore, they don't cost a fortune when you have to buy them, and they don't cost a fortune a long way down the line. Like, I think I paid about £4 for this, which I'm very happy with. Anyway, let's get into building it up. Let's go. All right then, guys. Well, here is the built-up Thor minifigure, and it is just the classic Avengers Thor. I'm not going to go into too much detail on all of these minifigs, because a lot of the ones you are seeing, you will see in other sets. So this one is in the Avengers sets. But anyway, a nice Thor figure, and this build is pretty cool, to be fair. You basically press this lever and bang, that pops out, and I do think that is pretty cool. So yeah, on a whole, not terrible, and these Avengers polybags have been pretty good so far, apart from the Quinjet, which was a bit of a letdown. It just didn't look that good, but on a whole, can't complain. And again, this price will not go up that much because it's not exclusive. You will still be able to get this for around £4 or £5, so a good polybag on a whole. So guys, on to the next polybag, and somewhat of an expensive polybag. I won't lie, I think it cost me around £9. This is polybag number 3052, Iron Man and Dumb E. Now, this is a Avengers Endgame set, and what I do like about this is you do get this Iron Man in Avengers suit, which when the original Endgame sets came out, you didn't actually get a version of Iron Man in his Endgame suit. So yeah, pretty cool, but again, it means he's exclusive, which unfortunately means that he costs a bit more money. Anyway, let's get right into building him up. All right then, guys. Well, that is the polybag built up, and I've got to say, I actually really like this polybag. I think it's very good. Now, straight away, this is definitely an upgrade on the dummy that I've got with the Iron Man Hall of Armour set, which I still haven't parted out for my collection yet. So yeah, that's going to be a load of fun for me. But yeah, in general, really nice dummy build. And also, I will straight away say, it shows a lot less on the actual packaging of the polybag. I didn't realise there was this much in here. This is really cool. This Iron Man's awesome. Like, genuinely a very, very cool minifigure. And he just looks really cool. And yeah, I didn't realise he came with all this as well. And a little stand for him to stand on. So on a whole, I'm really, really impressed with this polybag. This is my favourite polybag that I've got so far. I've got to be honest. Anyway, on to the next one, guys. Alright then, guys, well, here we are with the second to last polybag that I'm going to be building today, and that is set number 30443, Spider-Man Bridge Battle. This is from Spider-Man No Way Home, and I'm not entirely sure if the Spider-Man minifigure is exclusive, but I think it's a pretty cool minifigure by the looks of things. I'm super happy to have this. However, I did have to pay £8.50 for it. So I'm not super thrilled about that. But anyway, enough of that. Let's get right into opening it and building it. Right then, guys, well, I don't know if you saw via that video, but I completely ballsed this build up. I had to rebuild it twice, and genuinely, I'm pretty sure it's not entirely built right now. But honestly, it frustrated me so much that I'm just going to leave it as is, and I'm going to fix it later. Because whilst the drone build, I'm going to straight away say, even though I built it wrong, and I'm pretty sure that's not even how it's meant to be, it's a pretty cool build. Although I'm not a fan of the fact that there's stickers involved in this set. I didn't know they put stickers in polybags, so I'm not really happy about that. But anyway, I'll rebuild this before the end of the video, and I'll give you another look at it, alright, guys? However, I lied when I didn't lie. I genuinely didn't know this was an exclusive minifigure, but we may have a new contender for my favourite Spider-Man minifigure. This Spider-Man suit is black and red completely. That's not navy blue, that's black. And oh my god, it looks amazing. This Spider-Man minifigure is absolutely gorgeous. So no wonder it costs money when it is an exclusive minifigure. Now, I know I shouldn't really be showing you this, but again, it's an exclusive minifigure. You may not see it on the channel again, so I really, really want you to take a look at this beautiful minifigure. So yeah, this polybag was okay, even though the build frustrated me. Anyway, once I've rebuilt it, I'll put a clip in now showing you what it actually looks like. Alright guys, well I quickly rebuilt the drone, and it turns out I built this whole bit one block too far backwards, and also missed out one of these sort of translucent lime green pieces as well. So that's good, and it's much more of a compact design now, as you can see. And yeah, this drone is pretty cool, I won't lie. Bang, bang. They're gone forever. Alright then, guys. Well, here we are at the last polybag of the entire collection, I guess, and definitely the one I'm most excited about because I haven't got a Shang-Chi yet. This is my first Shang-Chi set, and this is Lego set number 30454, Shang-Chi and the Great Protector. Now, if you haven't seen the movie, this is a mini-mock of the big dragon at the end, the big CGI dragon. Anyway, this is by far the biggest of the polybags and the one I'm most excited for. So let's get into building it. Alright then guys, well here we are with the last polybag of the day, and I will say straight away, the downside is the Shang-Chi minifigure is kind of generic, to be honest. I mean, it is accurate to the movie, I can't complain, but it looks very generic. But looking past that, This build is really lovely, and I honestly can't see myself taking this apart. I think this looks so cool, and I think the colour scheme is so unique that I'm going to have to keep this built up. I think it's really, really, really nice. And yeah, on a whole, I'm super happy that I got this mini polybag. However, I will say that this was one of the more expensive ones again. I think this was around £7, so you are going to be paying a bit of money for it. But on a whole, I think this polybag is pretty amazing. Alright then guys, well there were all my Marvel polybags. That's the entirety of my Marvel polybag creation. I won't lie to you, that's all of them. That's all the ones I've got, literally. So we will get into an outro and I'll give you my pros and cons on Lego Marvel polybags as a whole. As I stated at the start of the video guys, I'm not actually going to give them all an individual rating. I'm going to rank them all 1 through 9. As I've got 9 polybags here, I figured why not? Let's just rank them the best one to the worst one. Well, actually the worst one to the best one. Anyway, let's get right into the outro where I'll start with the pros and cons and then we'll get into the ranking. Alright then guys, well that was my review and sort of closer look at a couple, well basically all of the Lego Marvel polybags that I actually own. Now, I'm going to get into a few pros and cons about the polybags in general, or Marvel polybags in general, and then we'll get into ranking these, and yeah, we'll do it like that. So, one of the main pros about polybags is original pricing, which will link to one of the cons that is coming later. Now, original pricing, when these come out, they're never outrageously priced. They normally have some sort of nice exclusive minifigure in, and you can get them here, get them there, get them everywhere, reasonably priced. They're normally not above, I don't know, £9. If you can find one for a sort of, the bigger ones cost sort of £7 when they come out, or £9 when they come out, and the smaller ones are sort of £4 or £5 when they come out. Now, that leads nicely into one of the main cons. The main cons is how much these inflate in price as time goes on. For instance, basically all of the ones that have really exclusive minifigures that were released like 10 years ago or 8 years ago are now well over £20. The Captain America Civil War motorbike polybag is around 13. I'm pretty sure the Iron Patriot is up there around 40. Winter Soldier is about, I think he's about 20. And yeah, oh, and I think Giant Man, it must be about £40 as well. Like, genuinely, it's so much inflation, and that is a real problem with Lego Marvel polybags. However, one other pro that definitely is cool is, as I stated in the last point, a lot of these do come with exclusive minifigures, or, at the time, exclusive minifigures. Like, the first version of the minifigure will be released in a polybag. I do really like that, but again, it leads into the inflation problem that we all face at the end. With Lego, in general, as soon as it's out of stock, if it's got one really exclusive minifigure, it just shoots up in price, and that's a real problem. But thinking about that, that segues onto a con again, and that is sometimes you don't get an exclusive minifigure. You just get a sort of a minifigure that we've already had loads of, but you need it for your collection. And then sometimes it costs a bit of money. And again, if you're rebuying stuff further down the line, it's going to cost you more money. So I don't like that really. And that is one of the cons. One more pro, quickly, is definitely, even though I stated I really don't like this build and I really don't like this ship, I actually think we need more of these. I think we need more polybags that don't have minifigures in, because then not everyone's going to be clamoring to get them and get the most exclusive, and then it's going to charge you an exorbitant amount later on down the line. So yeah, more like this please. Well, not specifically like this, but more like this please. So guys, just for fun, I thought I'd actually rank all of the Lego Marvel polybags I own, and I've recorded it already, so we're going there right now. So in 9th place, guys, we actually have the Lego Avengers mini Quinjet build. Basically, because it looked way better than it does on the packet. It looked way better on the packet than it does in real life. It's a bit of a letdown. In 8th position, we actually have this Lego Spider-Man Super Jumper set. Not a terrible set, but I can't find the Super Jumper, but that's not relevant. But what I mean is, the build It's alright, but it's nothing too special. Now, despite being one of my favourite MCU characters, this was before he was one of my favourite MCU characters, and whilst it is a cool polybag, in 7th place, we're actually going to put this Thor polybag. Just a bit bland, really. So, in 6th position, guys, we actually have the Spider-Man Spider Glider. No particular reason, but the build is pretty cool. I will give it that. However, we've had this Spider-Man 1,000 times before, and there was no other minifigure. So, 6th position. In 5th position, we actually have the Hawkeye set. Probably the best of the original Marvel Avengers polybags. But yeah, a really cool one, actually. I do actually really like this, and I like the minifigure. But again, not exclusive, but I do think it's a very cool polybag. In 4th position, guys, we have the Lego Endgame polybag, and that is the Iron Man minifigure. A very, very cool polybag. The build is increasingly cool, and also... Okay, yeah. Alright, in 4th position, guys, we actually have the Endgame polybag. The build of Dummy is very, very cool. I've got to be honest, it's very cool. And again, the polybag didn't give, like, the packaging didn't give away that you got all of this with it. But this is a generic Endgame suit that you get on a bunch of other characters, but it is nice to have an Iron Man version. In 3rd place, or coming in 3rd place if you like, we have the Captain Marvel polybag. Now, I actually really love this Captain Marvel. It could be my second... It's definitely my second favourite minifigure that we've looked at today. Hands down. However, we've got this Nick Fury before. This build, whilst very cool, I paid about £7 or £8 for this. It's probably not worth that. So yeah, this is the 3rd place. Alright then, guys, coming in 2nd place, we have the Spider-Man No Way Home polybag. Now, an amazing exclusive minifigure. Genuinely could be my new favourite Spider-Man minifigure. Maybe. It's a toss-up between that and the Iron Spider for sure. And also, this drone is incredibly accurate. However, the build drove me up the wall. But very nice nonetheless. Alright then, guys, well, you probably expected this at this point, but in general, the Shang-Chi polybag is by far the best, so it comes in at number 1. I mean, apart from the minifigure being a little lackluster, it is accurate to the movie, and just look at the build. I'm genuinely going to put this on my display shelf. I think that is such a cool little build, and I can't wait to get the bigger version of it. So guys, that was a quick bit of fun really, just ranking all of the Lego Marvel polybags that I actually own. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed the ranking. It's something a bit different rather than giving them all an individual rating out of 10. So guys, that is the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Please, if you could like, comment and subscribe, I really would appreciate it. Again, the competition to win the Lego sets is still open, so please go and check out that video on the channel. All the details are in there and you can enter and you might win a Lego set. Thank you so much for all the support you guys have been giving me. It's been amazing. Please get down in the comments and let me know what you think of these Lego polybags, and let me know what you thought of this video as well. Also, I want to give a big shout out to all the new subscribers. Thank you so much for coming on this journey with me. It really means a lot that you would commit to listening to me bang on about Lego Marvel, really. So thank you so much. Alright then guys, well that is the end of the video now. Thanks for watching, and all that's left to say is I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.